Mercenaries, welcome back to the Syndicate. It's the General, Osama, aka the Black Jack Bauer, BKA Scrooge McDuckets. Tapping back in to all the mercenaries out there. It's another QwicFyre. This will be episode number 5. The QwicFyre series I think has been doing pretty good so far, so I'm going to stay with it, keep the juices going. So look, mercenaries, we were having a topic conversation the other day, talking about topics and things that we should cover. And I said, well, hey, man, since, it is me, Osama, the strap god, I've said, man, everybody should have a hand cannon in their collection. So my thing was, man, hand cannons, are they worth it? Are they necessary? Are they even a good conversation piece? So today's second episode is going to be hand cannons and why you should have one in your collection. All right, mercenaries. So if you already don't know, we'll go into a little history. We'll tap into the history books. I think the first hand cannon, that came out, we'll just go for historical sakes. We'll go with the 357 Magnum revolver. And you say, man, that was a powerful piece at the time. Powerful cartridge at the time. And then everybody and their mama wanted to have a Dirty Harry, with, a 44 Magnum. And then we was like, holy shit, you got a 44 Magnum? And we were like, yeah, boss. And y'all know Dirty Harry. I think y'all seen that. I think his was a semi-auto. I think his was the 44 Auto Mag made by AMT. If you're a real historian, connoisseur, drop in the comments below if that's true or not. But then we come into the 90s, and IMI, Israeli Military Industries, came out with the Desert Eagle. And y'all know the Desert Eagle has came in many calibers in its time. First primary caliber was 357 Magnum. Then it came the 41 Magnum. Then it was the 44 Magnum. And just because I have it on the tip of my head here, the 41 Magnum has been discontinued decades ago. But if you find a barrel and the magazine, I want to say the 44 Magnum and 50 Action Express, which share the same magazine, probably should fit the 41 mag, but if not, it might require its own magazine. But if you do see one, grab it. It might be worth some money. That's just word to Osama spreading the good intel. 44 Magnum, and then they came out with the 50 Action Express. And we all know the 50 AE, very bad man for its time, especially in the semi-auto, was at one time you could probably say was the most powerfulest handgun in the world. Then after a while, Smith & Wesson came up and said, we need something bigger. And knowing Smith & Wesson's legacy from Horace Smith, Daniel Wesson, if y'all don't know the owners, or should I say the founders of Smith & Wesson, those were the two gentlemen there. I'm not going to say they created because, they've been dead centuries ago. But Smith & Wesson said, well, we need something bigger where we can say this is the largest handgun in the world, caliber-wise. Because, after a while, you had your 460 Smith & Wesson, 454 Casuls. Those were all, powerful in their own right, no doubt. But they wanted something that was going to be a little bit more overkill. And that's where the X-Frame Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum came into play. So while we're talking about these so-called hand cannons, let me go ahead and break them on out. All right. And we're going to go ahead and... I ain't oiled you up in a while. You got all type of stuff on you. Yeah, you've been begging for a cleaning. So as y'all see, I can see through that big hole, that big orifice there, that she is safe. And I have this Burris Fast Fire 3 on here with the sunshade. So, hey, got this bad boy zeroed in at 25 yards. And when I tell you it's probably accurate out to 100, I wouldn't doubt that one bit. And just because we're already talking about it, I want you to already see this here. If y'all can see that. 595, May of 1995 was when this magazine was made. You see it's 50 caliber, has 50 caliber on it. And this is a 7-round capacity. 7 rounds plus 1, 8 rounds of 50 AE. You know, hey, you a bad man. Very bad man. For space here on the tabletop, let me go ahead and make some room. And now, and like I say, y'all seen these guns already, so you don't have to act new or shy. And bam, cylinder, clear. I know you can see in that big old orifice there that this bad boy is clear. And there you go. Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum. Hand cannons. Now, the question stated earlier, are they necessary? In my 2 cents, I would say they are. You know, it's nothing like having big cannons around. We need to put something that's very big down. Whether you need to stop a vehicle that's coming at you, or it's a huge mutated zombie that came out of nowhere that's coming after you, and you really need to call on the gods to give you the power, that's where I'll call on these cannons here, especially this 500. When this 500 go off, whatever it hits is damn sure going to either take it down or take the limb or extremity off. I guarantee you that. Especially if you're coming with something like a 300 grain, something with some speed. Oh man, but if you're coming with a 700 grain hard cast load, boy, I hate it for whoever's on the receiving end of that. Same thing with this Desert Eagle here. 300 grain, jacketed hollow points, 325s, 350s. This Desert Eagle feeds them all. And as you can see here, I added this nice hold grip. And when I tell you, you get you a nice good purchase on this bad boy. You get you a nice purchase on this bad. Oh man, did it? Oh, I thought the light came on. That's just a reflection of my light. Excuse my noviceness behind the camera, mercs. And I still want to throw a nice little scope on here. I don't know if y'all seen the Smith & Wesson 460 Performance Center, the Hunter, where it has a bipod on the end of the barrel. And hunters do hunt with these revolvers, mercenaries. So they do serve a purpose. Now, like I say, practical? No, not really. Not really practical, but if you want all the attention in the range, when these bad boys go out, everybody stops and put down what they're shooting, and they go and looking, you know, do a little one of this note, so they just going to go out and just say, hey, man, who got that? And then, you know, I turn around, I got it, boss. And, you know, everybody say, hey, man, let me shoot. And depending on how my ammo looks, you know, I let people, you know, get a shot or two off because, you know, these are very well-respected firearms here. I want to say this burst lug is about to come off. I see how it's probably not mounted on the rail, right? But this weaver rail only has 2 notches. But back to the topic at hand. So like I say, if you want attention at the range or, you know, shit hit the fan, these would be great. These would be great. Now, for me to really say that, you know, is it a necessity for you to have in your collection, I would say 9 times out of 10, no. They're not a necessity for you to have in your collection. But they will be great conversation starters. They're great head turners at the range. You know, they put a smile on your face when they go off. And when you see, especially with the Desert Eagle, the muzzle flash come out this bad boy. And I guess I can go ahead and tell this story. Statute of limitations done took its place. But I don't recommend anybody doing this, mercs. But man, the first time I shot this Desert Eagle was, what was it? I think 4th of July? If it wasn't 4th of July, it had to have been New Year's. I want to say it was probably 4th of July. I let this bad boy off, And when I tell you the damn muzzle flash, the flame was from the barrel to at least about right back in here. All the way out to right here was the flash. And when I tell you, it illuminated the little section that we were at. It lit it up like, man, listen. If we were hidden, practicing espionage, trying to be sneaky, when that bad boy went off, all the preemptive strike advantages went away because this is going to light everything up in the area. I mean, just the flash and the flame, the light it just lights up a field. And very much because it doesn't have a compensator or anything on it. But here, with the Smith & Wesson 500, since it does have a compensator, you got your 3 ports here on each side. And you have your 3 ports here at the top to really try to keep it flat. You know, I haven't really shot this outside at night to see how the muzzle flash is like. But I can guarantee you this. If you get the version that doesn't have the compensator on here, it will light up like this Desert Eagle and probably will light up a little bit more. But like I say, Mercs, I say that you should at least have one hand cannon in your collection. At least one. The one that you can brag and tell your other friends or family about. Then when they finally come over, you unveil it. And like, oh, let's go shoot. And then you say, all right, well, let me at least shoot the first one so you can know what to anticipate. And then when they see it and hear it and everything goes off. And that's also one thing I'm going to tell you about these. These things are loud. I'm talking about loud like rifle decibel loud. My first time shooting this at that same story I told you, we shot with no ears. So my friend, I won't drop his name or anything, he shot his little 40 cal. And I mean, the muzzle flash was like, it was like that. It was just like a little firecracker went off. Probably one of those fake firecrackers before they allowed the legal ones in Georgia, where they used to be illegal, the real fireworks. It was one of those bullshit fireworks. But when this bad boy went off, man, let me tell you, no ear pro on. Man, listen, my ears are ringing for about 15 minutes. You know how you play Call of Duty, you get hit with the flashbang, you hear the ding. That's all I heard for like the first 5 to 7 minutes. It's like I was like temporarily deafened and I had to just rely on my eyes and intuition. But man, listen, if I know that this can do that, I know this will do even better. But that's going to be it for the QwicFyre, Mercs. You know, I'm not going to drag it out. Keep it short and simple. Hand cannons. I think you should have one. Even if you just start with something like a 357 Magnum. And you can shoot some nice loads out of that at least give it some kick to make you think you were shooting a 44 Magnum. Especially if you're shooting Underwood offerings. But you should at least have one, mercenary. At least one. So if you have something where you feel like you have a threat and the 9mm ain't going to work, the 40 cal ain't going to work, the 45 ain't going to work, the 10mm ain't going to work, you know one of these cannons will put in some work for you and will always have your back. All right, Mercs. That's the general signing off. And I didn't say it, but I'll say it now before it's too late. 5-round capacity in this cylinder here. I know you're limited on capacity. You can do some speed reloading by, you know, dropping out the shells pretty fast. If you get a moon clip, drop that bad boy in, slide the barrel cylinder back in, and hey, you're back in the game. But if you have to go old school, where you're like Call of Duty, just you know, it's going to take you forever. That's when that sleight of hand perk comes on in with the moon clips. But that's it, mercenaries. It's the General Osama, a.k.a. the Black Jack Bauer, b.k.a. Scrooge McDuckets. Just giving y'all another QwicFyre here. Hopefully y'all having a great day. I'm getting ready to probably come in the next video with some giveaway gift cards for the 1,000 subs. I tried to do the 100 subscriber giveaway a while ago. I had but one person participate, and I was just going to give it to him. But I said, you never know. But I really need some engagement here, Mercs. If y'all out here, You know, should be no reason with 1,000 subs I should be having 100, 200 views on a video. It should be at least 300, 400 views at least within the first 2-3 days. You know, but I know sometimes that's not how the game works, and that's okay. But staying by, stay tuned, mercenaries. We got more coming down the pipe, excuse me. Getting ready to see how my Mets are doing. We were kicking ass the other night, and hopefully we'll go ahead and knock out the Phillies and move on to the championship series, head to the World Series, win it all, throw it in the Yankees' face, and wait for next year. But until then, Mercs, it's the General signing off. Stay armed, stay legal, stay dangerous, stay safe, stay prepared. Osama, out.